Hi everyone, in today's video I'm going to do a guide on PvP in Black Clover Mobile once again. Now the reason behind my video today is because there was an update that they have made in the PvP point system last week which changed some of the strategy I was previously talking about. So I just kind of want to shine a light on exactly what is the change and what could possibly be the new strategy that I want to use in PvP now in order to maximize your points. Alright, so first of all, background context, exactly what was my strategy, right? What was changed? So basically my strategy before was all about defensive wins. And the reason is that if I just scroll down a bit more, what you can see is that normally when people attack you, you can either win or lose, right? If you lose about 20 points. If you win, you can go all the way up to like 45 points, right? Normally around 40 points mark. So what that basically means is that assuming you have a 50% win rate, if they attack you and you lose, and they attack you again and you win, what's that actually going to mean is that you will lose 20 points, but then you win 40 points. So that basically means you will be actually getting a net of 20 points per 2 battles. So provided you have a really good defensive win rate, you can actually get loads of points through defense, which is you see what I am doing here, right? I'm getting plus 34, plus 45, plus 38, plus 40, plus 38, etc. All of this was from defense. I did not attack a single time, in the log that I'm showing you right now. So that was basically my strategy before, is that I want myself to appear slightly weak with slightly unusual formation, not the most meta formation, so that people take a look at me, they say, oh, that's an easy enemy, I can win against that person, they attack me, however, my team is actually much stronger than how it looks, and therefore I'm actually able to snatch a lot of points on defense. So that is kind of my strategy, and you can see that I do have a really good defensive win rate, and that's why I was able to snatch lots of points through my defense, and all of that was working really well for me and even pushed me all the way to number 8 last week, I believe, in terms of ranking. Yeah, in the final ranking, I was number 8. So it was working really well for me last week, even though this strategy was only valid for like 3 days last week. It still helped me a really long way. Now, what happened is that midweek, last week, what they have done is they implemented a new update. Obviously, the main update was the Licht and Fana banner, but they have also changed the point system in PvP as well. And what that actually is that now if you take a look, you no longer get any defensive win points after a certain point. So they basically capped how many points you can get from defense every single day. Now, what you can see is that normally I should be getting, like close to 40 points per defensive win. And last night, after certain points, you can see I have 1 battle, 2 battles, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 battles where even though I won, I did not get any points at all because I've already reached my cap. Now, I have done a quick calculation of how many points I did get from defense yesterday, and it seems to be around like 450, 470-ish mark. So I have a guess that the cap they implement is somewhere like 450 to 500, somewhere along this mark. They have implemented a cap system, so you cannot get any more points than that afterwards. So it's obviously annoying for me because, like I said, there was 8 battles which I won, but I didn't get any points. That could have been 300 extra points for me, but I didn't get any of that. So my strategy obviously is no longer working, and in some sense, it's actually backfiring as well because this is something I find slightly unfair. But basically, you still lose points afterwards, even though you are capped on how many points you can get from winning. You can see here, I have already capped here. I'm already getting +0, but when I do lose, I still get -20, 21. I did test this just now as well. If I attack, I can still get points. I still go +40. However, it's just that I'm also losing points from defense, which is very annoying. Now, what this basically means is that before, my strategy was all about drawing aggro, right? I want people to attack me more so that I can get a lot more points from my defensive wins. However, now if they have only capped half of it, right? I can only win so many points, but there doesn't seem to be a cap on how many points I can lose. Then you no longer want to draw all that aggro to you, because the more aggro you draw, the more people attack you. You are still going to be capped on how many you can gain, but there's no cap on how many you can lose, and therefore this is not going to be a good strategy anymore, and you definitely want to stop doing this, which is what I'm going to do now. I'm going to change my team so that my CC no longer appears so low, so that people always attack into me, because there's no point for me to gain any more points from defense anymore. So I'm going to change my strategy now. But on this note, what would be the new strategy you want to do, right? So I already mentioned, right? So the new strategy is obviously you do not want people to attack you so often, because when they do attack you, you could still lose points, but you won't be winning any points if you're already capped. And basically, before, what I tend to do is that I would attack lots of different people, because when you actually attack someone, you can see here there's this revenge system. And what revenge system means is that if you lost a fight, if you won the battle against someone, the other people, the other side have a chance of fighting back and try to win against you. And this is normally going to increase your aggro, because the more people you attack, then more people are likely to revenge you, etc. So normally before, I never use this revenge option much, purely because I want to increase the spread of how many people I'm attacking, and therefore increase the likelihood of people attacking me back. However, now I realize there's a cap on how many points you can get in defensive battles, then I no longer want to increase aggro unnecessarily. So I actually think a really smart way of doing it now is actually to do a lot more fights through your revenge battle, so that you don't attack too many people all at once and increase the likelihood of you getting attacked back. And also in revenge options, what you can see is that normally what happens is a lot of people try to attack you in a row if they failed against you the first time, right? So for example, you can just see this person with a Nodell background. He attacked me, he lost the first time, however, then he tried again and he meant to win. So normally this kind of people are going to be a good target, because I know that if they attack me again, there's still a good chance that I may be able to pick up a win there. So therefore, I don't lose too much extra points, etc. So normally, like if you do want to revenge people, try to pick those options. For example, this guy as well, with a Radis icon, right? He attacked me twice, and I meant to win against him one of the times. So therefore, those people are normally going to be really good options for you to actually revenge, because there's actually a good chance that you're able to defend their attack if they do revenge you back as well. So that's one thing I highly recommend now, is try to use this revenge list a bit more. The other strategy I'm gonna do, once again, is about all controlling your aggro to limit how many people attack you, is that you want to save up your PvP tickets if you have already reached your maximum cap for your defensive wins. So you can see right now I have 7 out of 10, right? And I'm not going to use it, because the idea here is that if I actually use them now and I attack someone, I'm giving them the option of attacking me back, and that is not going to bring me any benefit at all, because I can't get any points even if I win against their attack, and I could lose points if they do attack me. So I don't want to increase my aggro unnecessarily. There's literally nothing for me to gain right now from attacking other people. Obviously I could still win points, but I can also win points if I save those tickets for tomorrow. And if they do attack me back tomorrow, at least it will count towards my defensive wins for tomorrow, and I won't be capped from that perspective. So that's what I'm gonna do today. So I'm saving up all of my PvP tickets. Now, right now, I'm like rank 284, which is like the lowest ranking I've ever been in PvP, but that's fine. Like I said, it's much better to save up all of your PvP ticket when your defensive win points are not capped, so that you actually increase the likelihood of you maximizing your defensive win points every single day. So that's another strategy I'm gonna highly recommend to you guys. The other thing I also want to bring to light is that the season actually ends in 13 days. So obviously every single week the points reset, and you do get like weekly rewards here, like on the far right you can see that you do get a really good weekly reward every single time. However, there's also the end of season reward, which I think is even better. I'm not sure how I can see it now. But there's normally, yeah, is it here? Nope. Sorry, just give me a second. Let me try to find what is the end of season reward. Ah, it's here, I think. Yeah, so at the very end of the season, so in 13 days, depending on your ranking, you're also gonna get a huge amount of gems in one go. So what that basically means is that rather than spending all of your PvP tickets in this week, where it's just gonna reset in next week, and next week is more important, because what you'll be getting is two rewards. You will be getting the weekly reward as well as the final seasonal reward as well. So rather than spending all of your PvP tickets this week, it's actually really worth saving up some for next week. Now, obviously, there's a cap on 10 out of 10 every single day. At once, so obviously you cannot bring more than 10 into the next week. So purely through kind of your natural cooldown, etc. However, there are a few extra ways where you can increase your PvP tickets. One way is in the guild shop. Basically, your guild leader can actually buy PvP ticket. So you can see here, our guild actually bought some PvP tickets yesterday, but I'm not going to collect them. You can see they're still valid for 6 days and 12 hours. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm not going to collect them till the last minute, because if I collect them now, it will contribute to my maximum of 10 at once, which is not good. Whereas if I actually save all of them for next week, I can immediately start off next week with 9 extra tickets into my final season, and that is going to be a lot more useful. The other place where you can also get extra PvP ticket is in this dice event. Now, I'm not setting a very good example because I rushed and actually already used all of them. However, if you have not, what you can see here is that the dice event is still valid for another 9 days as well. So you would actually go into, once again, the final week of the season. So if you do actually have all of your dices, I strongly recommend do not use them right now. Save all of them up and use them in 7 days time, right, in next week for the final push into the season.